Good morning, and thanks for getting up with us as we kick off your Sunday at 6 a.m. I'm Libby Dowsa alongside Daisy Caballero.
Good morning.
It was pretty nice coming in today.
I think so. I mean, a bit
Kinda
chilly.
warm.
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, I guess whoever you ask, it might be a little bit different. Relative. But we're a little bit cooler than where we were yesterday at this moment, at least for the Rose City. We're currently at 44 degrees. Good morning, everyone. Those winds are thankfully calm. We are starting to see some clouds in our region after some light showers this past morning. Not very impressive rain totals, as you can see here. Just a few traces for Troutdale, for Portland, for Hillsborough, Bone Dry down in McMinnville, and then also for Hood River. A few traces also for the Oregon coast. A quick look at the rest of your current temperatures. 39 degrees over in Forest Grove, 41 for Hillsborough, for Beaverton, 40 degrees for King City. And looking, of course, at the rest of our map, 33 over east for Baker City, 31 for John Day, and 25 degrees for Bend. So here is your day at a glance for today. Daytime highs 47 for Portland, so a little bit warmer than where we were yesterday. 46 for Vancouver, and that's also the case for Longview. But go ahead and take a look at the lows. We are going to be at 32 degrees overnight, so expect to see some frost, of course. So bring in those plants if you have anything outdoors that you would like to bring in and kind of keep a little bit safer and warmer, of course. And will this continue? Will the sunshine continue? I will give you all those answers coming up in my full forecast.
Thank you, Daisy. We begin this half hour in Southern California, where a massive relief effort is racing to keep up with the flames as 5 major fires rage across the Los Angeles area. Thousands of people are now homeless. Perhaps the most devastating fire is the Palisades Fire, which has grown to more than 20,000 acres. The ATF is now tasked with leading the investigation into what caused this fire, even as the battle to contain it is just getting started.
This is areas that have not burned in approximately 50 years, so we're seeing fire that was moving through there quickly.
At least 16 people are confirmed dead. More than 1,500 National Guard troops have been called in, some of them to patrol evacuation zones. Los Angeles County leaders say so far more than 20 people have been arrested for burglary and looting. More firefighters and equipment from Oregon are set to leave for Los Angeles to aid in the fight. A firefighter from Washington County is already on the ground in LA. John Adams has details.
On Friday, strike teams from Oregon began battling wildfires burning in the Los Angeles area.
We're right on the edge of Malibu in Palisades area. We are working on the Palisades fire.
Matt Mariani with Oregon Strike Team 7 out of Washington County was part of the first 300 firefighters and 75 engines to deploy. On Saturday, the Oregon State Fire Marshal's office announced 70 additional firefighters and 30 water tenders will mobilize and join the fight. Mariani and other firefighters already on the ground began a 24-hour shift early Friday morning.
Mostly we're dealing with firebrands and embers that are blowing around in our work area and making sure that they don't light new starts.
They are also sifting through what remains of homes already destroyed by the Palisades fire.
We're continuing to patrol areas and make sure that any smoke that we see, we get completely extinguished so that it does not have any new starts.
Mariani says the response is all about helping our neighbors to the south who have fought Oregon wildfires in the past.
When we've had emergencies in Oregon, fires that were significant and we needed help, California was very willing to come up and give us a hand. And so it makes me, as well as my whole strike team, very proud to be able to repay that favor.
That was John Adams reporting. KGW is teaming up with the American Red Cross to support wildfire victims in Southern California. If you have the means, please consider donating by scanning this QR code or look for the links at the top of kgw.com. You can also donate at any U.S. bank branch. Donations in the short term will help Red Cross shelter and feed survivors, provide mental health support, and help help with reunification efforts. So far, we've received more than $23,000 in contributions. Day 3 of the Providence Healthcare workers' strike. Providence announced yesterday they've started a discussion with federal mediators about resuming negotiations. Meantime, union members held another rally advocating for what they call a fair contract. Doctors, nurses, politicians, and members of other unions came out to speak in support of members of the Oregon Nurses Association.
It's not okay that you're understaffed. It's not okay that you're overworked. It's bad for you. It's bad for the patients. Are you ready to fight for safer staffing?
Healthcare workers are pressing Providence for better wages, but more importantly, they say they need better staffing to help keep patients safe. Providence reports that through the third quarter of 2024, they've seen a loss of $103 million. Now the healthcare provider says they feel their Medford and Newburgh locations are ready for negotiations to begin again.
These are the two ministries that we feel like are ready to talk to us. I think we're feeling at those two tables specifically, we had resolved a lot of the differences prior to this work stoppage.
Providence says they will also start making plans to schedule negotiations with the other bargaining units in the days ahead. More than 50 shelter beds are now available in Portland's Old Town. This is part of the city's new winter shelter plan that will add 200 new overnight shelter beds at 2 locations. Before it opened, Daisy Caballero visited the Salvation Army Female Emergency Shelter off West Burnside.
We're very excited to sort of relaunch a women's only shelter downtown.
Starting January 7th, this Salvation Army off Burnside and 2nd Avenue will open 52 overnight beds for women living on the streets for the first time since 2019.
It's very risky for vulnerable women on the streets.
Justin Moskowski is the executive director of shelter for Multnomah County for the Salvation Army. He says his team is ready to bring safety to these women's lives. It's critical since the National Network to End Domestic Violence says more than 90% of homeless women have experienced severe physical or sexual abuse at some point in their lives.
It's been the heart of this program for many years to be a dedicated women's shelter.
The City of Portland and Multnomah County have each committed $375,000 towards its winter shelter plan of opening at least 200 overnight shelter beds between 2 Salvation Army locations for 90 days.
Mayor Wilson certainly reached out to us and asked if we might have capacity and ability to do that, and we responded to that.
The shelter will run from 7 p.m. to 7 a.m. with a specific bed assigned to them, a place where they can eat food, shower, do laundry.
So we'll probably have laundry going 24/7.
And get connected to other resources.
And I do expect that a lot of the women that come are, women that have historically stayed here.
The shelter will be open to women 18 and over. This is something Krista Parco wishes was in place years ago when she was homeless.
The need is very big. There's a lot of women out here that are homeless that basically would like to have a warm bed for the night.
Obviously, our goal is to help them find a permanent solution. That's always our goal. But if somebody needs to be here for 90 days, then there will be a bed for them.
And for that 90-day period, it will cost about $40 a night to house each woman. And in the event of a severe weather emergency, the facility will switch to a 24-hour shelter. We'll take a look at this. Scary moments at a Gresham coffee shop as a truck crashes through the storefront, narrowly missing several people. Police tell us this was part of a 2-car crash Saturday at Northeast Kelly Avenue and 2nd Street. One of the drivers hit the gas instead of the brakes, causing him to jump a curb and run right into Autumn Coffee Roasting. One of the workers told us there was a large group of people sitting right where the truck came into the building.
We had an entire table of 8 to 12 people enjoying their morning, had their run. We had lots of scrapes, bruises. Thankfully, everyone moved very quickly out of the way of the vehicle.
No one was severely hurt. The crew at Autumn Coffee says they plan to be up and running as soon as they can. A woman is in the hospital after a hit and run crash in Battlegrounds. At about 9 o'clock in the morning yesterday, someone called 911 about seeing a woman lying on the road near the intersection of Northwest 30th Avenue and West Main. Battleground Police and Washington State Patrol believe the woman was walking west on or near the road when she was hit. The vehicle did not stop. Investigators are reviewing surveillance footage of the area and ask for any witnesses to call 311. Also in Clark County, people in Woodland are reaching out to help their neighbor after her mobility scooter was stolen. Lisa Harkness has relied on her scooter to get around, especially after her and her husband's car broke down in December. She said her scooter was taken Thursday from right outside the couple's home.
I was gone for about 2.5 hours. It was parked where I'm at. And they literally took the sack that I had in the scooter basket and sat it right there where the water bottle is.
Harkness suffered a logging injury 37 years ago, making walking extremely difficult. Her husband also uses a mobility scooter to get around. Woodland police have been notified, but they said the chances of getting that scooter back are slim.
It's been a very rocky 2-3 months, and I believe in human hearts, and I know there's good people out there that would help if they knew.
And the couple is also asking for financial support to replace the scooter if it can't be recovered. We have that link in our story on KGW.com.